Yeah, I think so. I think it does. It would have been great to see the guys playing some domestic cricket in the back half of the season, but we've got to respect CA's decision on that, and for the original ban to stand. So, yeah, like I said, it would have been great for Davey and Steve also. Obviously, with Cam coming back shortly, but yeah, respect the decision, and just got to move on now. Yeah, absolutely. I think that although we lost in the UAE against Pakistan, who are a very good T20 side, I think we played some really good cricket in Zimbabwe. We played some great cricket in the Tri-Series against a really good England and New Zealand side last year. We're still very confident in this format. India have been in great form in all forms of the game for a long time now. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to come out and express ourselves, play some aggressive attacking cricket and take the game on and really try and take it to India. Yeah, I didn't have a real close look at the wicket, but traditionally it's a nice pace in the wicket. It's decent bounce. So I think most of the Indian guys have been here before and know what to expect. So I don't think it's, with so much cricket being played these days, it's not as foreign as probably what it was going back some time. So I mean, there's obviously an opportunity to use that as our go-to, no doubt. And like I said, it's going to be an exciting series. India are in great form, and we feel as though we've been building really nicely without getting them results go our way so far. Yeah, so it'll be good fun. I think that it changes your tactics slightly. I think when you play on small grounds like in India, in England, the ability to be able to just walk in and hit some sixes and fours and catch up a strike rate or a run rate can happen a lot easier. I think that you probably have to change your mindset to thinking sixes and fours to twos. There's plenty of gaps out there, so I think that'll go a huge way to deciding this series who executes that better. The fielders on the boundary have to be aware, obviously, where to position themselves. Sometimes on the big boundary out there, you might be 30 or 40 metres off the boundary rope to try and save two. So I think it becomes a little cat and mouse game there. But yeah, I think it's just about playing to our strengths. I think you can't underestimate anyone in the Indian side. I think obviously Virat's probably the best player in the world at the moment, and has been for some time in the two shorter formats in particular. So I think they've got dangerous guys all through their innings. You got guys who've made double hundreds in one day cricket. I've played so much T20 cricket and are so experienced that if you take them for granted, they will hurt you badly. So there's obviously been a little bit of focus around Virat, but none more than Rohit or Shikhar or KL or any of these guys that can be as damaging as anyone on their day. India's obviously got a very good bowling attack now. I think with the amount of pace options that they've got mixed in with their finger spin and their leg spin bowlers, I think it's a really well balanced attack. We saw in England how effective they can be in the Test series when they got it right with the ball, and it's going to be no different here. I think that when you look at India in the past, you might have seen that as a bit of a weak link, but now I think that they have every base covered through their list. So that's going to go a long way to deciding the games as well. Who plays better in the power play? Whether they go with the finger spin of Sundar or with the quicks who can move the ball up front, it's going to be a good contest. And in terms of our batting, I think that it's just about trying to minimise that damage when it does happen. I think that when a new batter's come in, it seems to take a little bit of time to get a partnership going, or it's back-to-back wickets. So, and in T20 cricket, that's where you lose a lot of your momentum. They talk about it being a 10-run swing per wicket. So if you keep losing back-to-back wickets, that can store your momentum. So I think it's about making sure that we're as sharp as we can be when we first come to the wicket, and make sure we're communicating well with our partner and getting into partnerships. And by doing that, that's when you put pressure back on the opposition. No, it still was as intense and desperate to win, no doubt. I think that it's about going about that the right way, and playing hard is a part of the Australian way of doing it. It's for different people that means different things. It might be the intensity that you go about it. It might be your body language. So it's not all about verbal and things like that, which people tend to get confused with sometimes. I think they talk about being tough and aggressive, and that means verbal, but I don't see it as it is. I think it's about your body language and your presence on the ground, and I think that's what Australia's always prided themselves on in all sport, not just cricket. So it's still 100% there. I mean, it has been a difficult time of late, no doubt, with the wins not stacking up as we would have liked, but that can change quickly. And like I said before, sometimes it can be one innings with the bat, one spell with the ball, or a bit of brilliance in the field that can turn a match, that can then turn a series. So we're certainly not far away at all. It's really close. We've been working as hard as we can off the field. I mean, all our coaches are doing a fantastic job. They're working as hard as they can with us, for us, to get them wins, and it's been frustrating, no doubt, that they haven't happened. But at the end of the day, it's international sport, and teams don't just present opportunities all the time. You have to keep banging the door down until you get through, and you might only get one chance some days. And if you're good enough to take it, I think that's the kind of stuff that starts to build cultures within teams and builds around that winning dynamic and that real self-belief that when you are in a position, might be 1% of a chance that you can get through that door, but you find a way through and you take it. So I think that when we start to get them looks in a little bit more often, we'll get in positions where we take them consistently.